Hello, it's Miss G back again with part 2 of Beowulf. Grendel's mother. Meantime, in the dreary swampland, Grendel's mother had mourned her son, brooding on vengeance. At dark, she stalked to Heorot. Raging, she burst open the door. Up then sprang the warriors, swords drawn, shields firmly held. When she saw them around her, the woman monster took fright. Less grim than Grendel, she fled from the hall, yet not so fast but that she left woe behind. With one hand she snatched up a warrior, while the other tore Grendel's arm from the gable and went off with the booty. "Send for Beowulf," the king commanded when news of the raid was brought to him. It was dawn. The hero came, his band about him. "I trust the king passed the night in peace," he said. "Ask me not about pleasure," Hrothgar wailed. "Pain has returned to Danish folk. Ascare is dead, my sage adviser, my dearest thane. Here in Heorot a hand has slain and carried him off, I know not whither. You killed Grendel. Now another comes to avenge her kin. Men who live by the lake have said that sometimes they have seen a monster pair haunting the swampland, and one was a woman. There at night weird fire glows on the waters. None of the sons of men have plumbed their depth. Now, Beowulf, once more you alone can help. Seek this creature if you dare, and if you come back from that fight, I will reward you with ancient treasure." "Grieve not," Beowulf said. "It's better to avenge a friend than fruitlessly to mourn him. Let us ride at once and follow the trail. I promise you, flee where she will, no retreat will hide her, neither the depths of the earth, nor the forested mountain, nor the floor of the sea." The old chief leaped up. "Let horses be saddled," he said. The monster's lair. Hrothgar rode ahead. His henchmen followed. Over steep cliffs they went, and narrow passages, sheer headlands, and unknown ways, wherever the footprints led. At last they came to a forested hill. Below, the waves of the lake were dyed with gore, and there on the shore lay Ascare's head. A sight hard to behold. Then battle horns sounded, and the shield troop halted. On the water they saw worm-like creatures crawling, and strange sea dragons swimming about. Monsters lay on the cliffs. Sea snakes and nicors sunned themselves. When they heard the battle horns blowing, they savagely started away. But Beowulf was undismayed as he girded himself for battle. "Remember now your promise, wise sovereign," he said. "If I lose my life in your cause, you must mourn me as a father. Watch over my thanes, and the goodly gifts you gave me send to Hygelac." So saying, the hero plunged into the waters and let them close over him. An hour passed before he felt the floor of the lake. Down below, the sea-wolf awaited him. Well she knew that some man was seeking to raid her monster realm. With grisly claw, she clutched the warrior and bore him away to her den, while he vainly strove to strike at the tusked sea beasts that swarmed around and tore at his mail. All at once, Beowulf found himself in a hall shut away from the water. A fire burned there, and by its light he saw the monster woman. He swung his mighty sword and brought it down on her head, but the blade refused to bite. "To my hand grip alone I will trust," he thought. Flinging the sword away, he seized the monster by the shoulder and threw her on the ground. She repaid him swiftly, grappling with such strength that Beowulf stumbled and fell. At that, she hurled herself on him and drew her short sword. Had his breastplate not withstood the blade, life would have ended for the hero. The Yate would have perished. But now he summoned his strength. He thrust her off and stood erect. At the same moment, on the wall of that den, he saw a matchless blade. It was an ancient warrior's sword, wrought by giants of old, so heavy a weapon that no ordinary man could wield it. Beowulf seized it by the chain hilt and swung the blade. He struck such a blow that it broke through the bone rings of the monster's neck, and she sank in her death agony on the floor. Suddenly, light blazed forth. It was as bright there as if the sun were shining. Beowulf looked around and saw that Grendel's body lay by the wall. The hero raised his weapon and with a savage blow severed the horrible head. Up above, the Danes, who waited with Hrothgar, looked aghast on the tossing waves as they saw them grow bloody. "The hero has been slain," they said, with sorrow. "Beowulf will not come again to seek our mighty king." Hrothgar bowed his head. He turned his horse toward home, and all the noble Danes followed him. Only the Yeats stayed on. Sick at heart, they stared at the gory waves, doubting, yet longing to see their brave leader once again. Beowulf's triumph. Down under the lake, Beowulf looked with amazement at the mighty sword in his hand. The ancient war blade was melting as icicles melt in the spring. Burned was the bright sword, dissolved by the hot blood of the mother monster. Only the hilt, blazing with jewels, was left in his hand. Beowulf saw many precious things in that den, but only the hilt he took with him, as upward he swam through the waters. "God be thanked," the Yeats cried when their leader reached the shore. "Little we thought to see you alive again." They stripped off his helmet and breastplate. Then, hearts full of gladness, by many a footpath and road they went back to Heorot, 14 Yeats marching, with Grendel's head on a spear carried by 4 of them. Awe fell on the henchmen when Beowulf entered the mead hall. And when after him the monster head was borne in by the hair, the king and queen sat speechless. "Lo, mighty king," Beowulf said, "this sea booty we have brought you. The crimes are avenged. You can sleep safe in Heorot now, you and your thanes." "Beowulf, my friend, dearest and best of men," Hrothgar said, when he could speak, "far and wide your fame must fly. Heaven be thanked that after long evil my eyes at last gaze on this head all hewn and bloody. Go now to the bench, worthy warrior, rejoice at the banquet, be glad. At dawn of day a wealth of treasure shall be yours." The parting. The morning shone bright as Beowulf went to the king. "Lo," he said, "the time has come to say we are departing. We have found here unfailing hosts, but now we would seek Hygelac. If ever on this earth I can win more of your love than I have done already, I will gladly do it. Should it come to my ears that your neighbors threaten you with terror, I will quickly come to your side with thousands of thanes. Hygelac, I know, will lend you help. And if your son should come to the court of the Yeats, he will find friends." "Loved Beowulf," Hrothgar answered, "you are as wise in words as you are strong in hand, and wary in mind. If ever it happens that Hygelac falls by sword in battle, and you still live, the Yeats will find no better man to choose for their king. You have brought our two peoples together. As long as I live, let us greet one another with tokens of love." 12 treasures, then, Hrothgar gave the hero. "Take them," he said, "to the folk you love, and come back soon." With that, the king kissed Beowulf and fell on his neck, while tears flowed fast from the old man's eyes. "I'm old," he thought. "My days on earth are few. It is unlikely that I will look on the hero again." And that's the end of today's reading. Look for me another day. Thank you.